My name is Hugo Robinson, student number 10188288. The topic of this assignment is what impact will the process of globalisation have on your life cycle as a human product? So first of all, to define globalisation, can be defined as the increasing economic and financial integration of international economies. So basically, what this means is international economies are integrating through trade and economic activity to basically seek the end result of economic gain. So an example of this would be, say, a local clothing company in Australia. Obviously, production costs are very high in Australia, so a lot of companies choose to ship their production over to Asia, where the manufacturing of the goods can be done for a much cheaper price and therefore result in a much higher profit for the local companies. So yeah, this is an example of two international economies communicating with one another to basically result in economic gain for both parties. So first of all, this assignment, yeah, it looks at the at the life cycle as a human product. So it's important to consider the product life cycle first of all, and then relate that to human activity. So the product life cycle has four different stages: the introduction stage, the growth stage, the maturity stage, and then finally the decline stage. Sorry. So first of all, the introduction stage. I've related this to humans of ages 0 through to 12, on the brink of teenagehood. Basically, this is because during these years, buying power is very low. A lot of purchase, or pretty much all purchases, are done by parents. So all the necessity, or all the necessary items such as food, clothing, toys. Toys are more of a want than a need, but I suppose they could be classified as a need in the early years. But all this purchasing is done by parents. So yeah, in this stage, there's not a lot of not a lot of independence. But then when you look at the next stage, the growth stage, from years 13 through to 29, you see an emergence of a lot of independence in humans. They, I guess, develop a lot more buying power. They develop the ability to make their own choices. They'll probably purchase a lot more wants than needs, just due to well, especially in the first half of the 13 to 29 age category, just because they're going to have a lot of disposable income, that they won't have a lot of bills and what have you to pay. So they're pretty much free to spend on whatever they want. I guess when you look at this period, there's a number of significant events that occur. First of all, they have the ability to acquire their license. They come of age to drink alcohol, to gamble, and to purchase cigarettes. So yeah, obviously this coincides with buying, because they have the ability to go out and to go clubbing and what have you, and that basically requires a lot of money, and people of that age bracket are likely to spend their money on that sort of stuff. Also, some people have kids during this time and start families, so obviously buying power kind of tightens a little bit during this stage. The next stage is the maturity stage. So that would be from ages 30 through to 44. This is the stage where people are most likely to start a family, to, I guess, have a lot more responsibility in their life. They're buying power is still going to be active because they're going to be working, they're going to be possibly investing, basically making their money work for them. And yeah, so by, I guess, having all these responsibilities, you need to consider insurance. Insurance is obviously very important if you're starting a family, just so that you know that all your assets are covered. And also, if something does happen to you, then your family isn't left out to dry by not having an income coming into the household. Um, so yeah, this stage is all about basically acquiring wealth, um, and yeah, purchasing more high involvement products. So it's stuff that requires more thought and energy into the process. Um, and then after this stage is the decline stage. So this is where buying power kind of tightens. People are likely to slow down their hours of work and even enter retirement. So yeah, during this stage, yeah, buying power is minimized, and yeah, insurance becomes very important. And people that do have access to money generally go traveling, buy like luxurious items, and have a bit more frivolity with their spending. Um, so basically, when you look at the impact that globalization has, it globalization it, there's always trends developing in products. There's always new things coming out. There's always developments in products. There's always improvements, and especially in monopolistic marketplaces, there's a lot of competition between companies for consumer trust and consumer purchasing. So they're always going to come out with bigger and better items. So I guess there's always going to be development in technology. There's going to be a lot of greed. People are always going to want bigger and better. Um, and I guess, yeah, the main role that globalization plays is it just it makes it a lot easier to acquire international products. It makes it a lot easier to develop local culture. When you look at just here in Perth, there's an emergence of like sushi restaurants that people are going to that no one would have heard of sushi 30 years ago. Um, just the globalization pushes international products into other areas and basically means that the earth is, or globally, it's just one massive marketplace, which is easily accessible through the internet now, and it'll continue to become easier accessible by all consumers.